It is the newest addition to the St. Louis skyline, and the St. Louis wheel, in its 200 feet of glory, which by the way is taller than the Ferris wheel in Chicago, is now up and running. To be a first passenger, you had to carry some pretty serious St. Louis clout. Mayor Lyda Krewson was among the first aboard. St. Louis Cardinals president Bill DeWitt III was in the gondola next to the mayor's party, and the car that looked to be the center of the fun and drew all the photographers was a sort of mascots on parade, with Fred Bird of the Cardinals, Louie from the St. Louis Blues, and the Billiken from SLU, all piled in for a look. The most notable thing from those who took the ride, without question, was what they saw from the top.
It was awesome. It was so incredible. The view is beautiful. It's fabulous.
It was a lovely view of the city, and I'm looking forward to trying it at night, too.
From the beginning of the midday ceremony, the bragging rights belonged to the view.
A completely new view of 20 stories high in the air. That's 50 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty.
We could speed up the trip to show you what the whole ride looks like. You make it to a peak elevation of 200 feet. That's about a third the height of the Gateway Arch, and offers a view of that gleaming structure over the roof of Union Station. Each gondola can seat up to 8 people, holds more than 1,300 pounds, and is equipped with climate control to handle whatever St. Louis weather wants to throw at guests on a given day. But to those who've been here through the entire construction process, just the fact this thing is standing, up and running, is a marvel in and of itself.
When I got here, we were standing on piles of dirt. Dirt as far as the eye could see. They had just begun, and the only part of the wheel that existed was concrete being poured into the ground. So from there to seeing everything ready to go is just spectacular.
St. Louis's brand new wheel is about much more than just the view in downtown West. It is yet another attempt to breathe life into a Union Station complex that has seen plenty of ups and downs over the years. The owners of the facility say brighter parts of that history are a draw.
Part of buying Union Station, we wanted to tell the history of what went on at Union Station and how it made St. Louis the third largest city in the United States. Everybody going from the East Coast to the West Coast had to come through Union Station.
And the Ferris wheel isn't the only nod to those days. An old-timey carousel, trains that will be used for special events, and even a nostalgic soda fountain are all part of the complex. There's mini golf, too. All that will open by the end of September, and the biggest prize of all, the new aquarium, is set to be ready by year's end. The price tag on the whole thing, $190 million. But if it can bring staying power to another city neighborhood, money will become a secondary issue.
I was just telling the director down here that it's beautiful, and it's great to have this back here in the city, particularly this part of town, and more restaurant options, and just it's beautiful. So I really hope that we're drawing more people down to this part of town, and the wheel's great.
We're so happy to bring an iconic structure to St. Louis, something that enhances the skyline of St. Louis. But for Union Station as a whole, we really want it to be the place that when people go downtown, they're like, we need to go to Union Station.
George Sells, MetroSTL.com.